Hey guys, so on today's makeup tutorial, I'm going to be doing a fall themed look for you guys. I feel like it's September, it's time, although it's 90 something degrees outside right now. I'm so ready for the fall makeup trends, and honestly I've been wearing like these kinds of looks for the last month, I think, just because I've been really into the deep brown and the neutral, like dark lipstick colors. And I've been really into kind of like overlining my lips a little bit. Anyway, I'm going to show you how to do all of that in this video. Basically everything I do is kind of what I've been doing face-wise: foundation, concealer, highlighting, contouring. That's basically like the gist of what I do on a daily basis. But the eyes, I decided to make them a little bit deeper. I've used this palette countless times, I feel like, in the last month, but it is the Mad for Matte palette that I'm using. I'm using this orangey, burnt orange, brownie color right here, and then that's for the lid, and then I'm using this one for the crease area, and that's just basically it. One thing I didn't show on camera that I thought I would mention are my falsies. They are the 105s from Ardell. You can find them in like a 4-pack, which is why I love them. But yeah, those are the ones I'm using. I didn't apply them on camera because I hate applying falsies on camera, but that's what I'm wearing on my eyes. So let's just get on to the tutorial.
So I'm starting out with my NYX HD color correcting concealer, and I use the yellow tone because it's supposed to camouflage any darkness under the eyes. So I just go ahead and apply it under my eyes. I apply it also on my lids because they are a little bit darker than the rest of my skin tone, and along my nose, just to remove the shadows. And then I take my damp beauty blender sponge and I go ahead and just pat it along all of that concealer, just gently patting. I know it looks a little bit rough just because I sped it up a little bit to make this tutorial not that long, but just be gentle. And then I go in with my Kat Von D Lock It Foundation. I am in the shade 52. Right now it's just a tad light because I am very tan, but I did want to get it a little bit lighter just because once my tan fades, I will be using this one on a regular basis. So I apply it with a foundation brush. And then what I do is I take my damp beauty blender sponge and I go ahead and just pat it into my skin. I blend it really nicely and make sure that it's a smooth, flawless finish. Next, I'm using my Maybelline Age Rewind Eye Brightener. I'm going to apply that underneath the eyes. And I'm also going to apply it to my nose, my forehead, chin, Cupid's bow, and then I'm going to take my MAC Prolongwear concealer. Mine is in the shade NW25. It's a little bit darker, so I apply it over the top so that the brightener isn't overpowering and it matches my skin but also still brightens. So that's what I do there. And then of course, again, I am using my beauty blender sponge to blend everything into the skin. Next, I'm going to take a bit of translucent powder. Mine is the Mineral Veil by Bare Minerals, and I just take it with a little bit of, with a makeup sponge, and then I just apply it onto my under eyes, and I'm not blending it. I'm just letting it sort of bake onto my face, if you will. So I'm letting that sit while I apply my lid color for my eyes, and this is from the Mad About Matte palette from e.l.f. and it is just a pretty burnt orangey brown shade. And then I'm going to go in with a medium deep brown color in my crease, and then I'm just making sure to blend the two together so it creates a really nice sultry smoky look. Now I'm going to take that same deep brown color and I'm going to apply it to my lower lash line. Now I'm just deciding to do my brows right now. No specific way of doing everything in order, I guess. I'm going to take my Anastasia brow gel and I'm going to fill in my brows. So I like to comb out my brows after I fill them in just to make them more natural and make sure that the color disperses all throughout the entire brow to make it look like a normal brow. So that's what I'm doing here. Now I love this part. This is when I get to blend out that translucent powder. So I love the finish after you leave it on your skin for a little while. It really just helps to set the concealer. It creates a nice creaseless finish. So I really like doing this method when I decide to do a little bit more of a heavier makeup look. Now I'm going to contour. I'm using the medium deep shade in the Anastasia contour kit. I forgot the name of it and I don't have it in front of me, so I will leave it in the description box, but I'm just going ahead and contouring with it. I'm using a contour brush. I believe mine is from Sedona Lace, but just anyone that's kind of angled will help to contour your face. So I'm going along the forehead, the jawline, and of course the cheekbone, and that's pretty much it. My basic contouring method. It never fails me. Now, just to create a more even, kind of like stark, deep contour line, I'm going to take a little bit of that translucent powder and I'm just going to apply a sharp line across the bottom of the contour, and I'm just going to let it sit while I do the rest of my makeup. So here I'm taking a highlighting pencil and I'm just using it to basically brighten up the waterline. I'm taking my liquid liner. This is from L'Oreal Paris. I believe it's part of their Carbon Black line, and I'm just taking it along the upper lid and doing a simple cat eye. So I know this is like super hard. It was really hard for me to work with this liquid liner when I first got it, but after I tested it a few times, I really find that I really like it because it just goes on very smooth and it actually has more of a shiny finish. I feel like most of the liquid liners I use are matte, so this one has like a different kind of look to it and I really like it. So the trick with it is I like to start in the middle with this liquid liner because it is a little bit more difficult. You really have to have a steady hand. So if I start in the middle, it doesn't matter if I kind of mess up and I can kind of see how thick the cat eye is actually going to be. So here I actually kind of made this eye a little bit thicker, so I kind of had to work with the other one and make it a little thicker so that it matched. But other than that, I think it's a great liquid liner. It's long lasting. So now I'm going to take my blending brush and I'm just going to blend out that translucent powder to show a really pretty contour. Bam! Now for blush, I'm using my MAC blush in Gingerly, which is one of my favorites. If you haven't noticed, I've been using it a lot lately. And just taking a blush brush, I'm just applying it onto my cheeks. Oh yeah, it's highlighting time. This is my absolute favorite highlighter of the moment. It's the Becca highlighter in the shade Opal, and I'm dragging it along my cheekbones, or tops of my cheekbones, and then dragging it towards the brow bone. So it's also going to work as a brow bone highlight, and then I'm applying it along the bridge of my nose, a little on my forehead, and any leftovers onto my chin and Cupid's bow. Now I'm just going to apply mascara. I apply to my lower and top lash lines. I really have been liking this mascara by... Who is this mascara by? I totally forgot. I will leave it in the description box for you guys. But I just like really thin eyelash wands because they really help to define my lower lashes a lot. Now I'm moving on to the lips, my favorite part. I'm using a Bare Minerals lip liner in the shade Liberated, but any kind of neutral toned lip liner will do. And as you can see, I am outlining a little bit farther off from my natural lip line. So just to kind of make the lips look a little bit fuller, a little bit more voluptuous. And I'm also doing the same along the top. So along the top, instead of kind of going along the natural points of my lips, where my Cupid's bow is, I'm actually rounding them off a little bit because that helps to make the lips look fuller. Now I'm going to use my favorite lipstick of the moment, which is the NYX matte lipstick in the shade Butter. And let me tell you, it goes on like butter. It is such a great lipstick. I'm absolutely in love with it. It's kind of like a stone color. It has a little bit of a gray hint to it, but that's why I like putting it over the top of a warm toned lip liner because it just makes the look pop a little bit. And I just like this combo. And then afterwards, I did apply my falsies. Again, they're the 105s by Ardell. And then I'm just curling both my natural and fake lashes together. And after that, my look is pretty much complete. I just have to take that wacky headband off and I am good to go.
So again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys again very soon with another video. Bye!